unwavering commitment. Actions, not words. Absolutely. Thank you for your interest and engagement in our ongoing partnership. The comprehensive strategic partnership between the United States and Vietnam has brought about significant achievements. We have had a remarkable 12 months, beginning with President Biden's visit to Hanoi that led to the historic upgrade of our ties to a comprehensive strategic partnership and included visits to the United States by Vietnam's Prime Minister, former President, and numerous National Assembly members and senior government officials. The United States and Vietnam have continued to have robust discussions through bilateral dialogues, including economic dialogue, law enforcement and security dialogue, political security and defense dialogue, and a meeting between our two foreign ministers. The United States has committed over $4 million in dedicated programs in Vietnam to enhance technical skills training and workforce development at every level, including expanded English language training, study abroad opportunities, and U.S.-Vietnam institutional and public-private partnerships to work with Vietnam to upskill its labor force for high-demand careers in science and technology. In the last year alone, the United States and Vietnam have signed a number of memoranda of cooperation and understanding on higher education, on culture, plant protection, and digital trade. Oh yes, and one more, our Memorandum of Understanding with Da Nang City. The U.S. Embassy has launched the Community College Administrator Program that brings 21 Vietnamese education leaders to the United States for skills training for the modern workforce. We've also opened a brand new Fulbright Scholarship Program for U.S.-funded Vietnamese experts in STEM fields to study at universities in the United States. With over 50 companies represented, the 2024 U.S.-ASEAN Business Council delegation to Vietnam was the largest in USABC's 40-year history. And in June, I led a delegation of 65 Vietnamese businesses, the largest ever, to the 2024 Select USA Investment Summit in Washington, D.C., with a record number of women executives also in attendance. The United States is partnering with Vietnam on port security to build the resilience of our supply chains against trade-based fraud and other non-proliferation risks. In July, the U.S. Navy's USS Blue Ridge and the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Weishi made a port call to the Cam Ranh port for community relations and cultural events in Canh Hoa. And in August, Pacific Partnership and Pacific Angel, the largest annual humanitarian assistance and disaster relief preparedness mission in the Indo-Pacific, concluded in Quang Ngai Province. All of these are examples of our shared goal of a free and open Indo-Pacific region. We also remain committed to addressing the legacies of war. The United States has committed more than $26 million this year alone to make communities and people affected by unexploded ordnance safer. As Vietnam launches its National Action Plan on Women, Peace, and Security, the United States is working with partners like the Ministry of Public Security, Vietnam Coast Guard, and others to advance the meaningful participation of women in law enforcement careers through leadership and practical skills training. The U.S. government has supported Vietnam on a range of climate, energy, environment, and health goals. The Mekong Delta Coastal Habitat Conservation, the Just Energy Transition Partnership, and the Fertilize Right Initiative are just a few examples of programs that aim to build environmental resilience, reduce pollution, and accelerate Vietnam's energy and climate transitions. We have also partnered with Vietnam's health system to launch an initiative to detect, prevent, and respond to climate change-related emerging infectious diseases. New training and resources have been provided for advanced laboratory techniques, like genomic sequencing, that make Vietnam better prepared for emerging disease threats. And it doesn't stop there. We started work with AgriBank to expand opportunities in sustainable agricultural development and supported the development of Vietnam's direct power purchase agreement mechanism. After years of working together, we applaud Vietnam on DPPA's passage, which will allow businesses in Vietnam to purchase renewable energy directly from private firms and help Vietnam to advance its economic development and climate goals. Next year, we look forward to celebrating the 30th anniversary of diplomatic relations between our two nations. Our partnership is guided by a core belief. The United States supports a strong, independent, prosperous, and resilient Vietnam. And together, the United States and Vietnam are achieving strategic and ambitious goals that benefit the prosperity of both peoples now and long into the future.